you guys are about to do some therapy work with me, for you, but it's for me, but it can help you. Do you see where I'm going with this? Okay. Stay if that sounds fun. Otherwise, you should probably run. Okay? Well, welcome to PeaceOfRen, where we drop gems and we speak for them. Alright, so I don't remember if I told YouTube Collective. I know I said something about it on TikTok, but I just started therapy again. I went like 2 or 3 years ago, 3 years ago, and I went for 3 years off and on, and I learned a lot, and I healed a lot of the major things, at least I thought I did. Excuse me, confirmation, but there has been some things that have stuck with me through then. 111 on the timer, and it's actually a major trigger that I have carried with me my entire life, which is probably a wound from a past life in some capacity, because confirmation. But now it's time to turn the page and move on to new things, so we're going to unpack that, and this could be considered inner child work. But right now I'm really in the stage of my angry teenager, my inner teen, and yeah, so, right, let's get into it. Okay, so, I just started therapy last week, and my therapist asked me what my goals were and what I wanted to achieve by attending my therapy sessions. And so, she assigned me homework, and I wrote some things down, but I felt compelled to share them with you because the way that I just work through this, the way that I do healing work, it blows my mind, because I feel like 222 on the timer, everything always comes back full circle. Everything is always related to something else. Everything is interconnected, and the universe just does amazing things for us, okay? 2, 3, 4 on the timer. So, I gotta hydrate because there's a lot to say. Yes, I'm actually lacking in my water intake. Don't nobody say nothing. At least I'm drinking it, okay? I had a lot of appointments and stuff today. Anyways, alright, so the first thing I wrote down that, and obviously I'm gonna read this at therapy, but I like to, I guess, do extra credit. I heal on my own. I'm literally going to therapy because I need help with it. I can recognize when I need assistance. And really, some therapists are just like soundboards for some of us that don't have anybody to talk to hear your perspectives out loud. Because yes, you can write them down, but sometimes it's nice to have somebody who actually listens. And if you have a therapist, 333 on the timer, somebody that you align with, you know, they actually get paid to listen to you and pay attention, you know? Okay, so I should also say this in no way, shape, or form is to give you guys any type of advice, or I'm not any type of professional, medical, mental therapist or anything like that. I am, however, a certified spiritual life coach, but even life coaches need help too, okay? Confirmation from the wind. Okay, so the 411, what I want to achieve by going through this therapy and this healing time in my life right now is I want to be able to be every single part of me without feeling the need to hide or water down the parts of me that cause others to, for whatever reason, be intimidated by me. And what that really means is the parts, I wouldn't say they're scary, but people are normally intimidated by people who stand in their power. They're normally intimidated by people who set boundaries. They could come off like they're mean or they don't like people. Excuse me, confirmation, but it's not really that. It's just that we protect our energy. And so I want to be able to be all the parts of me. We are multifaceted, we are multi-dimensional beings, so I should not just have to be one way. And my fear is that stepping into this angry teenager, people are going to be like, what happened to all the nice things that she was doing? And she wasn't actually like that. And that's not actually true. Kind people get fed up too, and people that set boundaries are actually still kind. They just pick and choose where they put the energy into, because they want to make sure that energy flows back into them. Because when you are kind, a lot of the times you have difficulty finding people that reciprocate your energy. Therefore, you want somebody to pour into your cup too. Otherwise, we're just empty cups. When you just full and I'm just empty, and you don't want to help me after I just helped you. That's ridiculous, you know? So 555 on the timer. Changing these bad habits of overgiving and being the caretaker for everybody else, because at the end of the day, you have to caretake for yourself, or you're not going to be able to caretake for anyone else, right? Okay, so another thing that I had wrote down is I want to be able to set healthy boundaries without feeling bad for others, or allowing the guilt that I feel for not helping them to cause me to bend my own rules, therefore backsliding and making me want to help them. That's self-explanatory. That's pretty much what I just said. That's just another facet of me. I want to be able to set healthy boundaries. I want to be able to say no and not have to explain myself, because I don't have to, because we don't owe explanation to anybody. And the sun coming back out in the wind for confirmation. Excuse me, verb confirmation. The third thing I have is I want to be able to set a healthy example for my child. For those of you that don't know, which if you're here from TikTok you might, but otherwise you don't know, I am pregnant. I am having a girl. I am more than halfway there in the second trimester, okay? And more than anything, I want to be able to protect my child. And what that looks like is setting healthy boundaries with and for my child, not having certain energy around her. Therefore, to be able to do that, I have to set the example. Why? Because I am who my child will be looking for to learn from. I am who they will get their cues from. I am who they will learn any and all kinds of habits from. Therefore, I have to heal, because this one needs to be healed, and she doesn't need to experience anything that I have had to experience. Yes, we all have to have our own experiences, but there are things that I have had to carry from people, family, friends, etc. growing up that I should not have had to. Traumas that other people didn't want to heal, so I had to carry the burdens and do it myself. 808, we march to the beat of our own drum, and there goes the sun, away for confirmation, taking away my innocence. As a child, not gonna do that to this one. Not gonna be happening, okay? Another thing I wrote down is I want to love myself and extend the same love, grace, compassion, and understanding to myself the same way that I do for others, without feeling selfish. That doesn't need to be explained. I've already been explaining that, and the reasons why. I deserve that. I am worthy of that without even having to do anything to be worthy of that. That is the bare minimal to do for self. That's not selfish. That's maintaining. Confirmation, plans, always. A observation that I have found, 909 on the timer, is that I find myself in a lot of guilt and shame for overcoming my traumas and lots of different obstacles that a lot of people around me still seem to remain stuck in. And this can be described as survivor's guilt. If you follow me on TikTok, I just posted a very, I won't even say brief, it was definitely a 10-minute video because I was talking, but I was channeling a lot. But I posted a video about survivor's guilt and imposter syndrome on TikTok the day that you're watching this. So if you're watching this later, it's probably not going to be the same day, but you can still go find it. I feel so bad, especially for overcoming things that those around me were stuck in way before I even got to that obstacle. And then I arrived to the obstacle. And then because I am the way I am, 10-10, new beginnings, 10-11, 1-1-1, higher self coming through, because I am the way that I am, it's survival of the fittest, right? So I will do what I have to do to survive. I will do what I have to do to heal. Excuse me, confirmation. That's my obligation to myself. The point of being is to evolve, is to change, it is to grow, therefore it is to heal. We do all of that through healing. Therefore, survival of the fittest, quite literally. That's what life is. And I feel guilty for being the fittest of the things that I have had to survive. And I want to be able to help everyone else. But there's been a lot of times where I have tried to help others and they just blatantly don't take the advice. Even if they ask me for it, they go back and they do the same thing. Confirmation from the wind, 11-11. Or they don't agree. The point is, you can tell somebody over and over, but until they're actually ready to implement change in their life, 1, 2, 3 on the time, they're not going to do it. You can lead the horse to water, but you cannot make them drink it. People have to bump their heads for themselves. Yes, there are things we would like to save people from. We would like to save them from certain life experiences and things that we have experienced, because we think if we tell them, it's kind of just like when your parent tells you not to do something and then you go and do it anyway. And then when you do it anyway, you usually end up hurting yourself, or what they said was going to happen actually happens. So then you never do it again. Or you might go back and do it again, but until you learn the lesson. And that's basically the point that I'm at. I feel a lot of guilt and shame, 1, 2, 3 on the timer, for overcoming the things that I tell people about. But then also, why do I feel guilty when I'm out here helping people? I'm healing, I'm helping people. I share this knowledge for free. I'm doing my healing work, and it's helping to heal and raise the frequency of everyone else. So I don't deserve to feel guilty for that anymore, I don't think. But because I want to love and help everyone, and I've been a caretaker my whole life, I run into an issue with this. This is something that I'm healing and working on, because I never want to feel like this, or this low that I have felt recently, ever again. I won't do it. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to baby. It's not fair to those around me who don't force me to be into that position. I won't do it. I'm done. Okay? So yeah, I asked myself, why do I feel guilty for conquering survival of the fittest? And I just pretty much explained that. And then after all of this, I come back and I look at this prompt, because I don't meet with my therapist again until next week. So 5 days after I had journaled this, I just had the realization, everything that I just wrote for my goals is to overcome the same freaking trigger that I have experienced my entire life. The same trigger that I always talk about when I go to therapy. The same trigger that I have been working on for years, and I can't seem to figure it out. Right? I conquer it, and then it comes back, because healing isn't linear, and you're always gonna have to go back and heal certain things. But this one hits different, and this trigger is not feeling good enough. It always ends up, no matter what issue I'm having, it all goes back to me not feeling good enough. Me not feeling good enough to exist. Me not feeling good enough to matter. Who am I to take up space? Who am I to be important? Who am I to try to assist others through healing? 14-14 on the time. Imposter syndrome, y'all. I have imposter syndrome. Who am I to take up space? The audacity of me to even be here, right? As if it's not enough space for all of the billions of people that are here on this planet. But that's how I feel. And that's ridiculous, because obviously, if we're here, we have a purpose to be. With all the billions and millions of people here, everyone still has a purpose. Everybody still has a role to play. A lot of us are doing some of the same things, but nobody is doing it exactly like you. There's multiple music artists, there's multiple media artists, there's multiple just painters and I don't know, cooks and just all kinds of stuff. But nobody is doing things exactly like you. Nobody has the exact same mind, heart, experiences. Yes, a lot of us are similar. A lot of our experience intermingle, intertwine, interconnect, but it's not the exact same because nobody is seeing through your eyes. Nobody is seeing through your eye, right? It's not the exact same soul or spirit, because if it was, there would be no point in even being here in the first place. If everything was just going to be the same, there would just be one person here experiencing, and that's not what it is. And that's just what it is. So yeah, I realized I've been feeling guilty for simply being myself. Okay, so that is what I have come up with. I've been feeling guilty the entire time for existing. I've been feeling guilty for just being myself. I've been having survivor's guilt and imposter syndrome the entire time of my existence here on this planet. So yeah, that's been my experience, and there are so many distractions as I am trying to come to a close in this video, but that just lets me know that I am speaking my truth. That just lets me know that I am doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and so I'm just gonna keep doing that. So if you struggle with survivor's guilt, if you struggle with imposter syndrome, if you struggle with not feeling good enough, just know that you definitely are. If you weren't meant to be here, you wouldn't be. As dry and cut as that sounds, that's exactly what it is, and that's all that it is. Okay, so thank you for attending my therapy session with me, for me, by me, for you, but it's for me, because every time I'm healing, I'm helping heal those around me, because showing up for yourself is showing up for everyone else. Crown confirmation, the downloads are coming in. Okay, so I love y'all. Continue to heal and be great. Allow your inner child and your inner teenager to roam free and be whoever it is that you will be, with no judgment. And that's gonna look different every day, and that's okay. And we'll probably be talking a lot more about this because I kind of like this. So here we are. Okay, I love you. Peace, love, and light to the pure beings, truth and chaos to the beings in the back choosing not to do the healing work. We see you. You'll come around, you won't. It's really a personal problem. Blah blah blah, can't affect us. Okay, peace.